Hi guys, welcome back to Japanese for Morons. My name is Victor and today I'm going to give you a kind of ninja lesson. Now I have studied Japanese on and off, mostly on, for the last 28 years or so. My Japanese is by no means perfect, but I have attended proper Japanese school. And I've learned the proper way, but I noticed something in Japanese school, and that is, and many textbooks that we have here at my school, they do not teach you some really useful basic stuff, and I don't know why. Some shortcuts. Maybe Japanese teachers, yeah, well, in my experience, Japanese teachers like to go in order, and they don't want to teach you certain things. But I, as a teacher and as a student, I've learned that there are certain things you can teach and learn that are very useful. Anyway, shortcuts. I like to call these ninja, this kind of lesson, a ninja lesson. And today I want to show you something very useful and very easy, and that's just this one hiragana, or this one sound na. Now remember, Japanese has three writing systems. One of them is hiragana, one of them is katakana, one of them is kanji, and I suppose you could throw in English, so it could be, romaji, so 4 technically. But anyway, the na is the character. This character here you see here on my right. This is, of course, from hiragana, and let me see if I can. I think this is big enough for just in case, so you can see it very clearly. You see the na there, yes, and it's just a very simple sound, na, n-a, na, right? Now, na itself does have other meanings. For example, namae. Namae is, well, the actual word for name is namae, like so, and this means name, but namae equals name. However, this alone also means name, and the sound is na. This character also is pronounced na. They're both pronounced na. And this is a kind of vegetable, especially a kind of vegetable called a rape, which I've always been uncomfortable with that name. But just to show you what it looks like, these are rapes. These are rapes. I'm showing you rapes. Okay, there we go. This kind of vegetable, whatever it is, I don't know. No one really cares for. I guess this is one kind of rape joke you could make if you could think of a rape joke. This would be one acceptable rape joke. Anyway, you may recognize this na from this movie, this anime title. Hold on, and I'll look it up. I believe it's Kimi no Na. I believe that's the actual title. There we go. Kimi no Nawa. And Kimi no Nawa, and this is an anime and actually a movie as well. And let me see if I can find the actual. Let's just put that in like this. If you put it in this way and look for images, I'm sure you'll find the movie. There we go. So this is actually a movie, and it's called Kimi no Na, right? I'm sure you've probably seen this before. Well, I don't know. I don't know what you're interested in, but this is a very extremely popular and a pretty good movie. I saw it last year. I saw it actually with my in-laws and my wife and my nephews and nieces and my kids and everyone, pretty much everyone except my newborn. My baby didn't really. Everyone liked it. Anyway, but the point is, Kimi no Na is the name of the movie. Kimi no Na wa, meaning what is your name, right? So anyway, that's your basic na, your basic meanings of na. But let's get that out of the way. 3 minutes into this, before I get to the secret, the ninja secret. Okay, these are the secrets. Now, na can be used at the end of a sentence to give meaning to your sentence in a very simple way. So let me show you the first one. Okay, the first one is adding na to any verb, and you make a negative. That's how you make a negative, and it's a very strong negative. So let's do some really simple verbs that you may or may not know, but we'll do it. Let's do one like you. This is you, which means say, right? To say. If I want you not to say something, I would say you na. That's all. That's all I have to do. Don't say that. Iuna. Oops. Don't say that. So basically, shut up. Don't say that. Right? Sonna koto言うなよ. Sonna koto, that thing. Sonna koto言うなよ. Sonna koto o 言うなよ. Sonna koto 言うなよ. I mean, it would be basically don't say such things. Okay, and just for those of you who are low, Sonna koto o 言うなよ. Now you probably wouldn't pronounce the o in conversation because Japanese often drop these particles. So don't say thing. Don't say that thing. Don't say that. Don't say that. basically. Okay, so it's very simple. Adding na to any verb makes it a very strong negative, okay? So, ikuna, whoops, iku is to go. Right, there we go. To go, sorry. Why did that pop up? Iku is to go. And if you want someone to not go, so ikuna. Don't go. Very simple. Don't go. Now, you can use this very conversationally in certain ways to protect yourself. Sawaru means to touch, right? Sawaru. Whoops. Well, you don't need the exclamation mark there. It's just the verb, sawaru. Sawaru is the verb to touch. So if you want someone to not touch you, what would you do? You would just add the na to the ending there, like so. Sawaru na. And often they'll add yo to the ending to make it kind of a stressor. Sawarunayo. Sawarunayo. Don't touch me, or don't touch that. It doesn't have to be me, because remember the subject or the object is not necessarily in the sentence in many Japanese sentences. So you have sawaru, right? And then adding the na, meaning making it a negative. That makes it the negative. And the yo is just an emphasis, like a little punch there. So sawarunayo means don't touch. And it can be used for any verb. Taberu, to eat, taberuna. Okay? So nomu, drink, nomuna. And any verb works fine. Very simple. Okay, that's the first one. You get the idea. Very powerful. I've just increased your vocabulary, your ability to communicate in Japanese 100-fold by just adding na to any verb you know. Okay. Now the next one is a little more difficult. First of all, I have to assume, or you can't use this unless you know how to make the mas form. Let me explain very quickly. All Japanese verbs can be turned into the more polite form called the mas-ke, or the mas form. Japanese we say mas-ke. K is katachi, or form. Like, I believe it's, which one is it? Just a minute. Masu-ke. Not that one. Oh, there we go. That was it. I believe it was that one. I gotta bring it up. I gotta type it in together, or it doesn't come up. Maske. There it goes. Okay. So this would be the mas form. And you know, in conversation, when we're speaking, when we're learning Japanese, you would say the mas form. Okay. The way you make the mas form depends on the verb, and we could get into that, but it's going to take a while. And I want to keep this short and to the point. So what I've done is I found you can do a quick Google search on how do you form the mas form. I found this page called Puni Puni, and they basically explain it in very simple ways. So check that out if you want to. I'll leave that link in the description. Maggie Sensei does a lot more. I mean, everyone does this kind of. There's 100 pages that do this. So Maggie Sensei does much more unique lessons, and lessons that nobody else makes. But there's about 100 lessons on how to make the mas form. But anyway, how do you use the na with the mas form? So add na to the root of the mas form to make a soft male command. This is basically male speech. And let me give an example, okay? So we have taberu, which is to eat. I spoke about that a few minutes ago. Taberu, to eat. And the mas form is tabemasu. Tabemasu, right? Tabemasu. Now, in this particular case, ru becomes mas, so it's easy. You would just drop the mas, drop the ma, tabemasu, drop the mas form right there, drop that right there. We're going to drop that, and we're going to add, okay, subtract mas and add na, or na, right? That's all you're going to do. You're going to subtract the mas, and I'll write it all in Japanese, and there we go. Okay. You're going to subtract the mas, this is subtract, and you're going to add the na. And that's going to turn that into a very soft command, but a male command. I would say soft because every time I hear it, it feels friendly to me. So, tabemasu, subtract that, and you add na, and you get tabena. Whoops. Why does this stuff pop up? Okay. And that's tabena, which is eat. Eat up! Tabena, tabena, tabena. And the old woman who lives in my neighborhood, she's not that old actually, but the elder woman in my neighborhood who I've made videos with before at the liquor store, she would often treat us to food, and she would say, oh, eat this up, tabena, tabena, especially to my son. So I guess it's a more, you wouldn't say this to someone who's higher than you. You wouldn't say it to your boss, but I suppose you could if you're being friendly. But anyway, here's another one. Nomu. Another one you might use. Nomu is to drink. The mas form of nomu is nomimasu. Right? Nomimasu. So to make the friendly male form, you drop the mas, add na, and you get nomina. Nomina. Nomina, which is drink up. So if I have like some kind of, if I give you a beer or some coffee and I want to be friendly, I say, hey, nomina, nomina. And that's it. You can do this basically with any verb. It works very, very easily. But again, it's mostly male language. However, at the very least, you should understand it. So when you're watching Japanese dramas or anime, there you go. I've just increased your ability to understand male Japanese. Okay. The last one is you add na, and sometimes na-a, like a long a sound at the end, to show desire or longing, especially for something you cannot have or you cannot do. Typical examples of this is let's give you a very simple one. Iku, of course, is to go, and if you want to go somewhere, let's do this. Iku is to go. If you want to go somewhere, you would say ikitai. I want to go there, right? I want to go. So if you just add na to the end, and sometimes this you would write it like this. Aitainaa adds a nuance of just longing. Ikitainaa, ikitainaa, ikitainaa. Hoshii means to want. That's an adjective. Hoshii, hoshii. Adding na, this is to want something. This is the adjective of wanting something. So adding hoshii na, adding na to the end of that, and you get the same feeling. Hoshii na. That's all. Very simple, right? So you will hear it often. Japanese will often say that, and it's a form of, oh, I wish I could do that. Tabeina, I want to eat that. Ikitaina, I want to go there. Nomitaina, I want to drink. Aitainaa, I want to meet you. So, au is to meet, and aitai, aitai is to want to meet, right? So Aitainaa or Aitainaa, you might drag it out like that. I usually see it this way, but I like to write it that way. Aitainaa. I want to meet you. I want to see you. I want to see you or meet you. There you go. Very simple. Now Maggie Sensei does have a lesson on this. Where is it here? On the how to use a suffix na and na. As you can see, she does the double A there, right? What does this one say? Kamera chikai na. This is not a longing one. But it is an emphasis one. Now in this case we have Max. This is not Maggie. This is Max, who for some reason is wearing a head bandana. But anyway, he is saying kamera chikai na, like, man, camera's kind of close, man. So in this case, it's not longing, but more of a there we go. Let's hear what how Maggie Sensei says this.
Kamera chikai na.
There you go. Kamera chikai na. So man, camera's kind of close there. So there's an emphasis there. Adjective plus na, or the double na, as you can see there. Oishii na. That's delicious. There you go. There's a whole bunch of ways to use this one. She talks about the other ways as well. So if you're interested in more detailed breakdown of how to use na, please check out this lesson. It will be in the description. Okay, that's your lesson for today. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, please subscribe to the channel, right? And of course, give us a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Our last video got a lot of good responses. Not a lot of thumbs though, but it does help to get the video circulating out there. So if you did like it, give me a thumbs up. You can always take it back in a week or two. Actually, you could. But anyway, I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.